Hey everyone, Crypto Billy here. Today's motivational mindset segment is going to be on the fact that we are all broken. We are all broken and too afraid to admit that. So what do I mean by that? Well, fear is a great motivator. And you've heard me say there's only two ways to motivate people. And that is pain and pleasure. Fear falls underneath pain. It's a great motivator. We're too fearful to admit that we're all broken in some way. We put on our armor and we get on Spaces, and we get on YouTube, or we go to a company meeting, or we're in a role in which we have to be the leader. And we put on our armor and we suggest that things don't bother us or don't annoy us, or we suggest that we're just too strong to have anything impact us. But the truth of the matter is that's all BS. We are all broken in some way. So for me, you have to admit that you're just like everybody else, that we're all human beings. We all have hearts, we all have brains, we all have emotions, we all have baggage. But what's interesting is the drive that even though you might not be in the best mood or emotional state, that you can drive forward. And that's where these sayings come in. It's not how many times you get knocked down, it's how many times you get up. So that goes into persistence and drive and dedication and a belief that you can overcome any obstacle. And that's all true. But when you get up in the morning and you just don't feel it, and you need something. People go to coffee, triple shots, right? For energy. But energy is one thing, emotional intelligence is another. Understanding that everybody, no matter how successful they look, no matter how much money they have, everybody is just like you. They have good days and they have bad days. They're dealing with personal issues, struggles, relationship issues. If they're a billionaire, they might not be dealing with money issues, but they deal with all the other issues that we all have. They're broken in some way too. They're just too afraid to admit it because they gotta be the big billionaire. They gotta be the big CEO. They gotta be the guy that seems like they have their stuff together all the time. I'm telling you, nobody has their stuff together all the time. That's why you see very successful people that fail and fall a million miles down because they were barely holding it together. Even though to the world on TV, they seemed professional, seemed happy, seemed content, seemed like they were well organized and had their stuff together. No, it's all fake news. We are all broken. So what we have to do is we have to first admit that, right? Understanding the first step to solving a problem is understanding the problem, admitting the problem. And then we have to build systems and techniques to overcome that. When I talk to my millionaire and billionaire friends, they struggle with this one because they are so used to being the guy that solves all the problems and has all the answers, and they always have their armor up because that's their persona. They want to project to the world that they have figured everything out, and you need to follow them because they figured it all out. Well, I'm going to tell you I have not figured it all out, and I am going to tell you I am broken too. I am not different, and I am seeking. I am on a quest and have been for almost 40 years to get the answers to these big problems. Why are we here? Where did we come from? How do we find contentment? How do we find happiness? What do we have to do to make our lives better? What do we have to do to be worth something more than our bank account? And the answer that I have found rests in people, helping others that are working hard to help themselves. But even though I do that every day, even though I seek to help people, even though I like to reward people in different ways for their contribution to society and to crypto space, even though I'm doing that, I am broken too. I am still on a quest. The rest of my life, I will be on this quest to figure out all of these answers. And as I come across what I believe and have back tested to be real solutions that have really worked for me, then I pass those on. But all of my millionaire and billionaire friends, they have a hard time admitting this. They have a hard time saying that this is a truth. And that's okay. Nobody has to agree in unison 100% of the time, right? We understand we're all different. We all think differently, and that's great. That's a beautiful thing, actually. So I would say to you, know that you're broken, and know that we're all broken, and know that we're all the same. And be very careful of the person that puts on the persona that appears that he's not or she's not, because that's fake. Think about that, digest it, apply it to your life. We did a Be Vulnerable series, a motivational mindset series. We did one. Just go back and look at it. It's on the channel. And it kind of falls right within that too, right? Be vulnerable, because when you can admit that you're broken, you're being vulnerable. You have to admit that. So we talk about being vulnerable in another segment, and I encourage you to go check it out. With that, I want to say, please like and subscribe, and I appreciate your time. Have a great day. Hopefully I gave you a little something to think about.